This lesson, we're going to learn about converting units of measurement. So our learning goal will be to convert between millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. They're probably all units that you've heard of, and you'll go. Now, the success criteria is essentially a ticker box. You've got to know that there's 10 mils in 1 centimetre, there's 100 centimetres in 1 metre, and there is 1,000 metres in 1 kilometre. So that's what we'll have to know by the end of the lesson. Okay, so we're going to convert between millimetres, centimetres, metres and kilometres. So we used a little flow chart, so let's go. So we'll put millimetres, centimetres, metres and kilometres, all right? Now the flow chart will go like this. We've just got to see how it goes. Okay. So, how many to get 1 centimetre? 1 centimetre, our success criteria, is the same as 10 millimetres. So, to go this way, I've got to multiply by 10. So, multiply by 10. Okay? And also, the success criteria says that there's 100 centimetres in 1 metre. So 1 metre is equal to 100 centimetres, so I have to multiply by 100. And also there's 1,000 metres in a kilometre. Remember that kilo means 1,000, okay? So we're going to multiply it by 1,000. Now, on the top, we're going to have to do the opposite because we're going in the opposite direction. So the opposite of times is divide. So we're going to write this down. Opposite of times 100 is divide by 100, and opposite of times 10 is divide by 10. So now, this little flow chart will help us with everything that we need to do in this lesson. So let's go. So you saw that I copied it. Now I'm going to paste this onto here. I'm going to make it small so we can see it up here. All right. Now here are the examples. The first example is convert 4 centimetres to millimetres. So I need to go from centimetres to millimetres, so I need to multiply by 10. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab 4, not in highlighter. I'm going to go 4. I'm going to multiply it by 10, and I get 40 millimetres. Now, some of you would have known this already, but we still have to follow the procedure. Next one is convert 8 centimetres to metres. Okay, so we're going from here to here, and the flow diagram goes that way, so which means that we need to divide by 100. Okay, so we need to divide by 100. So I'm going to go 8 divided by 100, okay? And we put that in our calculator, and we should get 0.08, okay? So, and I need to include the units, otherwise I won't get it. So 8 centimetres is actually 0.08 of a metre. So it's really important that we put these units in here as well. All right, next one. We're going to convert 5 metres to millimetres. So we're going from here, and we're going to go all the way to here. So there's 2 arrows that we have to follow down. 2 of them. So I'm going to go 5 times. The first one that we're going to come across is 100. And the second one we're going to come across is 10. And then we just multiply it out, and I'm going to count all the zeros. So there's 2, 3. So it's going to be 5 and 3 zeros. And our units now are millimetres. So 5,000 millimetres is 5 metres, if we've done our calculation correctly. Now, there is a shortcut to do with here, If we're going from, I'm going to rub these out. Oh, well, no, I've got to use a special rubber. If I'm going to go from here to here again, all I can do is I can do this, the same thing, 5 times and count all the zeros. There's 1 0 there and there's 2 zeros there. So I'm just going to multiply it by 1 and 3 zeros, because that's how many zeros I get across in total. And I'm going to get the same amount. But it's up to you what you want to do. All right, next one. Convert 1.2 kilometres to centimetres. So I'm going to do it this way for this example. So I'm going to go, we're going from here to here. And I'm going to count up the zeros. There's 3 zeros there and there's 2 zeros there. So in total, there's 5 zeros. So I'm going to go, that equals 1.2 times 1 and 5 zeros. Now, what this does is that every zero moves the decimal point across, okay? So what we're going to have is, I'm going to show you, it's going to be 1.2. So how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to move the decimal point 1, 2, and every time I go another one, 3, I've got to put another 0. 4, 5. So that is where my decimal point will be. But we don't need to include that. So it means our answer is this number, which is actually happens to be 12,000. Now, what is it? 12,000 what? It's 12,000 centimetres. Do not forget the centimetres. Now, if you struggled with that, remember you are still allowed to use your calculator, so you can just pop it in the calculator and get the same result. So just be aware of that. Now, the main thing I want to leave you with is that look at the success criteria. We've got to know that these units are in there, and we can build one of these little things, okay? And then we can convert everything quite effectively. All right. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but here there is a little arrow, and it wants to know how far it is. And I'm looking at this ruler. It's one of the students' rulers, and it looks like it's either 1.5 centimetres, because this is 1 centimetre, okay? And so that would be another half up to there. But in terms of mils, it looks like it's 15 mils, okay? Now, millimetres are these little ones that are going here. So it goes, how much is the arrow measuring? The first one, it is 1.5 centimetres or 15 millimetres. Now, this one's a bit more interesting. We're going to have to draw like a ruler down to here and a ruler down to here. And it looks like, if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It looks like it's 17 mil, which is, oh no, that's 1.7 centimetres, sorry, which is actually 17 mil. Okay, so how much is it measuring? That's how much it's measuring. I may have done it wrong. Hopefully I haven't. Anyway, peace out.